But I mean, it's kind of like, when a doctor does their residency, like there's
Right.
stuff that's going to be rough about it that you're going to learn the hard way that that didn't work.
Huh.
But that's
Interesting.
kind of part of this journey, I think.
Well,
Like for better or for worse, and that's why it's like, no, I'm the one to hire because I'm not going to let it go that way.
love it.
And
Yeah.
I'm really, really self-aware of how my paying attention to that can affect your whole life. Like it's not just casual to me.
Right.
I'm gonna go in and, like let's really break it down. We're gonna go in and tinker with what makes you you. Well, you better trust the person who's doing that.
Yeah. And that again is, I think for new students especially,
Yeah,
going
really.
in with the conviction that you can
Exactly.
help, because I think that's what sells people a lot too, is
Totally.
that the fact that you stand behind yourself. It's that, because I do talk to enough other hypnotists that it's that self-doubt, that
Well,
they're,
and for better or for worse is a really important part of
yeah,
the I stand behind myself.
yeah, interesting, yeah.
I really do think that, like I'll just be perfectly frank about it. Like some of the people that I've chosen to work with were intimidatingly not neutral, were intimidatingly implicitly importing content which aligned with the, bias that their demographic represents.
Yeah.
But it took me experiencing it to realize how dangerous that is. And I know that. I mean, that's part of me being a progressive, liberal, outspoken feminist or whatever it is you want to label me as. Like, I already know that that's a danger, but I still bought it. I still did it anyway.
Hmm.
Well, so I had to like come to grips with that. Like, okay, choose again, choose again.
Yeah.
And now I have insight into why someone would choose me. Like, I'm really not going to judge them, genuinely. Because
Right.
not only because of my reputation, because that is who I've worked on becoming.
Yeah. It reminds me, I did have a couple of sessions in the beginning with more advanced students than myself. And I remember thinking at the time, because it didn't work, it didn't go bad, but it didn't work. And they were giving me
Right,
suggestions and all these things. It's like, no,
right.
I wasn't buying into any of it. And it was like, yeah, okay, we're good. Thanks, bye. But
Yeah,
it was so funny because I thought the same thing. It's like,
yep.
I personally am not buying into you telling me what I need to do. So I know
Which
it
is why
doesn't work. Yeah.
which by the way is what has made you good at the content-free version, which is
Yeah.
not obvious. Like that's the whole thing. It's like it's such a paradox because it seems so easy. Oh, so I don't need to supply anything. Well, go ahead and try that. It's very challenging.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
that's why you're the exception. Like that's why you're the one to hire.
And I feel so good and about if somebody doesn't hire me, because I just know it's not the right fit and I know it's not
Totally.
going to work. So there's that instinctual feeling that you get and trust it, that yeah, that the money would be nice, but no, I don't want to have to work at this because it shouldn't be that much work. Back to the having to convince them, and
The very few times I've done it because I figured like, oh, it would be just okay to do it and the money would be nice, it ended up costing me something.
yeah.
Like either they got upset or it didn't work or I had to explain myself to their, spouse or like it actually has a hidden cost if you don't listen to that. So that doesn't work either.
Plus that inner
Moreover,
voice.
that's an answer to your own question of what do I do with the skeptics? I mean, if someone's going to
Yeah.
pull out their skepticism at the bottom of the ninth and try to trip you up with that, well, that's very interesting.
Well, that is what I do. That's why I was curious what you do. You do the same thing, yeah.
Well, but I'm just agreeing with you that,
Yeah.
if somebody doesn't want to wager, I'm not gonna try to talk them into it because we're
No,
just
I'm
gonna
not going
end
to
up in a
convince
mess.
somebody that, yeah. And there are no guarantees. So, which is an
Well,
interesting concept when you approach somebody with it. There are no guarantees here, but I'll do my best.
But
I'll be with you the
see,
whole
I
way.
I think again we're still kind of we're so binary the way we see people. It's so hard to see that the subconscious is already in process at that moment. It has nothing to do with that moment of agreement. Like either it's already in alignment with its transformation and we're gonna capitalize on that, or it wasn't to begin with and you're gonna find that
Right.
out.
Yeah.
It's just like so much a part of the whole process. Whereas I think students and amateurs or whatever we want to call them think of it as once they agree, then the transformation has an opportunity to begin. But that's not
Yeah.
right. They started
Right.
their own transformation the moment they thought, hey, I think I'll find a hypnotist.
Yep.
So then it's just a
That's
matter
why the
of,
transformation is already, like you say, started when you have somebody who agrees and they've paid, and it's like, okay, they're so easy. I mean, not easy, but you know what I mean, or
yeah,
very easy, actually. I guess that is the word. They've already started the process. So
totally.
that that's what's so interesting about these people that get to the end of the call. And then either it's whatever their excuse is, if it's not the money, money, whatever, please send me the email with the link and all this type of thing. I almost don't even want to send that email because what are the chances
Sometimes
they're
I
going,
don't.
very few,
I've had that where I just
yeah,
know that they're bullshitting me to get me, and I just don't, I just wait. I mean, if they
yeah,
want it,
because
they're
I do
gonna
the same
write to me
thing.
and say, I didn't
Yeah.
get your email, right? I'm not gonna waste
Yeah,
my
yeah, I
time.
think I'm going to quit doing that because that's just a waste of time of even sending the email. We know they're not going to come back. And
I
if they
have
do,
started to
that,
trust my instinct on that more and more, but I do add them to my
yeah.
nose list because my whole newsletter goes to everybody. So you can just add them. Maybe they'll take a workshop. Maybe they'll do something other than that.
Yeah, I don't even do any of that stuff yet as far as the
Uh-oh.
emails and follow up and oh well.
I didn't either I just started. I still don't have a very reliable newsletter, but I collect them at least.
Yeah, and it's nice. Do you do things like blogs and all that stuff? Do you?
No, right now I'm still
No.
focused on just building. I want to really build build out each platform first. So I have Udemy to build out, I have YouTube to build out, I have the website to build out. After that, I'll start to syndicate the publication.
I'm
But for
curious
now, it's still
because
manual.
yeah. Do you ever do public speaking? Do you ever go that way? That where you get in the large groups and so you get your
No, I was actually interested because I think you mentioned to me on a message when I used to do speaking or something. I thought, oh, that's
yeah.
cool that she used to. I don't even like know about how to get on that, you know.
In women's groups and things. I mean,
Oh,
I love doing it, and I think I might go back to it just because it's kind of that format where
I
you,
think it's
you get
cool.
in front of so many people
Yeah.
and then you can
Well,
follow up there.
and I mean, I like the digital connection through social media, obviously, because we reach the largest demographic, but I do think it ends up costing me on a human level. So, like in May, I'm doing a live workshop with a somatic healer in town. And I'm not doing that for the money. It's not going to make tons of money, but just because I do feel like walk your walk, like my whole walk is
Yeah,
about friendship and community and being like, okay, so if I only use social media, I'm not really fully embodying my values. So I'm just doing that to, be more of who I want to be. It's not necessarily
yeah,
everything about sales, but like at the end of the day, the entrepreneur thinks, no, the one place we need to be is ubiquitous on the media channels because that's where the bulk of the clientele is.
right. Do you
I mean,
do a
like,
large,
if I
I
could
mean, I think,
5x my YouTube channel, I would double the size of my training company. So that is a much clearer
oh,
destiny. I mean, I'm approximating the numbers, but like if I had 1,000 videos instead of 200, the training company would grow.
one of your posts I just saw, it's you reached 4,000, you did 4,000 posts. Is
Believe that?
that your stories? Is that why it's
No,
counting?
that's actual,
Instagram posts?
but I do three a day and I've been doing three a day for years.
Oh, okay. So therein lies the numbers, how you get it to grow like
I
that.
mean, 3 a day is like 1,500 a year, so it's 2 years of consistent posting. So if you look, I mean, you can't totally see the pattern because it's sort of, how Instagram sometimes moves around, but it tends to be review, long form video, reel, or ad.
So
And I
everything
just,
you told us and talked to us about in the calendar, setting up the calendar, that's how you're doing
that's
it.
right. That's how I do that. So
Okay,
like, because the real limitation to volume on socials is what do I post next?
right.
Like we all run out of ideas. So I just follow a boring pattern so that I know, okay, now I have to find a review to post. Okay, now I have to find a long form video. Okay, now I need some more reels. Oh, now I need to advertise. And then instead of just thinking, oh, I need to advertise, well, because that became too complicated for me too, because I started to be like, should I advertise one-to-one? Should I advertise training? Should I advertise my next class? I just put an order to it, which is Mondays, I always advertise coaching. Tuesdays, I always advertise training. Wednesdays, I don't advertise. So like I just follow the days so that I don't have to think about it.
Yeah, no, that's good.
And I mean, overall, I take an even broader view, which is, did everything get airtime that needs it?